morning, everyone. My name is Vanessa Thompson, Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Small Business Bureau, Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce. I'm delighted to welcome you to Guyana's inaugural AIM National Startups Pitch Competition. Special welcome to our participants, jury members, and AIM colleagues in Dubai. The Small Business Bureau is grateful to AIM and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Guyana, for the opportunity to host the 2020 National Startups Pitch Competition. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the 2020 competition is being held virtually. The Small Business Bureau, Ministry of Tourism, Industry and Commerce welcomes the partnership with AIM and the Ministry of Economy of the United Arab Emirates. This partnership enhances our journey to discover disruptive companies and competitive solutions within Guyana's startup ecosystem. Around the world, the Annual Investment Meeting, or AIM, is the largest investment platform promoting a healthier global economy by linking investment opportunities to fast-growing economies under several pillars, including small and medium enterprises, foreign direct investment, and startups, which is our main focus today. We're excited to listen to each of the 6 shortlisted applicants showcase their company's products and solutions as they compete for an opportunity to represent Guyana at the final AIM 2020 Global Startups Championships League later this year. On behalf of the Small Business Bureau, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to AIM, and more specifically, Ms. Isel Borogon, for the practical support provided during preparation for this competition. Our gratitude is also extended to the Guyana participants and jury members for your keen interest and participation in the 2020 National Startups Pitch Competition. Permit me at this time to introduce the MC for today's competition, Ms. Shemaine Headley, who is the Research and Marketing Officer at the Small Business Bureau. Shemaine, over to you.
Good day, everyone, and thank you so much, Ms. Thompson, for your warm introduction. Before we begin today's competition, kindly allow me to introduce the members of our jury panel for today's competition. We have our first jury, Ms. Karen Harris, who's the Client Services Manager attached to the Small Business Bureau. Then we have our second jury member, Dr. Vishnu Durga, who's the chairman of Action Invest Caribbean, Inc. And thirdly, we have Ms. Lindell Danzy Black, who is the managing director of Cerulean Inc. Guyana. To all the jury members, thank you so much for carving out time from your busy schedules to be part of this competition. Before we hand over the floor to the first presenter, let us recap on the format and rules of the pitching competition. Participants, kindly pay key attention here. Each startup will be given 5 minutes for pitching and 5 minutes question and answer session with the juries. Timekeeping for pitch and question and answer session will be managed via chat box. Timekeeping for both will be managed by the organizers. Kindly refrain from posting any messages, including promotional materials, in the chat room unless you are a jury member or part of the organizing team. Also, kindly keep yourself on mute at all times unless you are the speaker. Please note that scoring will take place after each question and answer session. Jury members will state "done" in the chat room once scoring is completed. Overall scores will be tallied at the end of the competition, and the overall winner will be announced during the closing segment of today's event. If any participants happen to come across any technical difficulties, please do refresh your web browser or log out and log back in again. Remember, if you encounter any technical difficulties, participants, please refresh your web browser or log out and log back in again. Otherwise, please switch to another web browser. The webinar platform is supported by Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, and Microsoft Edge. All right, without further ado, let us begin with the competition. So participants, it's your chance right now. We have our first contestant, and that is the Great Tea Company, which will be presented by Mr. Carlton Washington. Carlton, over to you and good luck.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I am Carlton Washington, the CEO of Great Tea Company, and the theme of my presentation this morning will be building an industry. I'm going to attempt to share my screen with you so that, can you confirm if you're seeing my screen?
Mr. Washington, we are. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right. I'm just going to have that in the background. You can choose to minimize that screen so that I wanted you to have an opportunity to see the joy that tea drinking actually brings. Okay. The Great Tea Company was established at the starting of 2018 as the pioneers of loose leaf tea in Guyana. It has always been our intention to be established as a green energy company from the planning stages of our business. For this reason, we have invested in natural and organic raw materials, which are sustainably grown both locally and internationally. The benefits of tea go beyond refreshment. Research shows tea drinking can vastly improve health. Guyana, as a developing nation and future oil giant, view healthcare as a major priority. Our tea products are sold at major retailers nationwide and have seen favorable profits and rapid growth in local consumption since the commencement. And we have since applied for 50 acres of commercial farmland in the Linden Highway area and 80 acres in Berbice. An initiative which has the full support now of the Guyana Bank for Trade and Industry after a corporate meeting just Tuesday of this week. From our research, Guyana has the appropriate temperature, rainfall patterns, and climate conditions necessary for growing tea leaves, or the Camellia sinensis plant, as it is scientifically known. The farming of tea leaves and tea-related agriculture will create and develop a local tea industry which can supply both domestic and international needs. This will create an estimated 500 to 800 jobs for farmers, skilled laborers, export workers, and agri-processors, significantly contributing to our local economy and those of partnering nations. According to Statista.com, the value of the global tea market in 2018 was estimated to be worth 52 billion and is forecasted to reach about 81 billion US dollars by 2026. This basically means the industry will almost double in value within an 8-year period, increasing its demand. Guyana is well known for its abundant fertile land, along with numerous oil reserves, of course. At one point in time, we were referred to as the breadbasket of the Caribbean because of our agricultural potential. We at Great Tea Company recognize that potential is realized through small sustainable steps, which can positively impact our environment. For this reason, we are investing in solar power and renewable energy for our entire operation to minimize our carbon footprints. We have also implemented the use of solar dehydrators for our tea leaves, environmentally safe plant-based PLA plastics, biodegradable packaging, reusable aluminum packets and tin canisters, bamboo scoop, and biodegradable gloves for the handling of our raw materials. Solar energy reduces electricity costs, is reliable in a country which experiences frequent daily power outages. It gives access to renewable energy credits and duty-free incentives, and it inspires others as well as gives recognition to the industry for switching from fossil fuels to renewables. In 2019, we applied for a Small Business Bureau Green Energy Grant and were successfully awarded because they also share our vision and understanding these goals are achievable with partnership and assistance. And as such, we intend to not only build a business, but also build an industry. With your help, we can make this dream a reality for both our company and for the people of Guyana. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Carlton, for your presentation. And now I would like to invite our panel of juries to pose their questions and also the participant to answer those questions. Jury members, you may begin with your questions.
Thank you, Charmaine. If I can get started, Carlton, good presentation. I noticed that the company started on January 1, 2018. So this means that you're almost completing your second year now. Can you let me know about your growth from 2019? What was the growth in 2019 as compared to 2018?
Okay. In 2018, we focused mainly on promoting the concept of loose leaf tea drinking. Guyana has been known as a country to consume mostly the tea bags. And we know that the benefits of loose leaf drinking, the quality of loose leaf drinking was something that would be appreciated here. So since that time, we have done major marketing and we've spread our wings, and now we're sold in major supermarkets nationwide, all the top supermarkets in Georgetown, and we have plans to expand to Berbice, Linden, etc. So I would say we have grown and we have been doing extremely well, beyond my expectations actually.
But in terms of a percentage growth, do you have that from 2018 from 2019 to 2018?
I have not percentages, but I have figures that are not at my fingertip at the moment. We have been tracking our growth. I would say in sales, we have almost tripled our sales since 2018 to 2019. We've had a slowdown in sales in 2020 for obvious reasons, but our sales have been picking up as of recent, as of August.
Karen or Lindell, you want to go ahead?
Okay, my question, Carlton, very good presentation, and thank you for that. My question to you is about scaling of your business. Is there any intention for alliances, collaboration within the business?
Your mic just went.
Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. So did you get my question?
I did.
Okay.
Yes, there is actually, and that is one of the reasons we had a meeting with GBTI Corporate. We plan on expanding. We plan on having a presence at significant places such as the airport. We're in negotiations with the Marriott Hotel, and we are petitioning for a tea shop at the newly erected Pegasus Hotel. But we are also we're looking into bottled tea infused waters that we are having a discussion with Banks DIH for right now, because we came up with a product that can supply your daily needs of antioxidants and minerals, etc., and still be refreshing in the form of water beverage. So we have expansion plans. We also intend to go into skincare as well, tea, along the line of tea.
Thank you, Carlton.
You're welcome.
Okay, good morning,
Just before you go, Miss Karen and Carlton, you just have 2 minutes for your question and answer. Thank you.
I'll try.
Okay, good morning, Carlton. It was a very good presentation. And I must say that I am using your tea, so I know of your product. My question is based on production. Okay. Seeing it's being grown, you're trying to get it grown here. Would you collaborate with the Ministry of Agriculture to encourage planters or farmers to produce tea so that you can purchase to help in your production?
Partnering with the government is actually, I mentioned it briefly in my presentation. That is our intention, because we hope to create jobs for many people, not just ourselves. And at the starting of our company, we wanted to build an industry that can grow for years and beyond our time. So it is our intention to collaborate with the government and NGOs as well. We've had discussions with the IDB, and they said for the scale at present, they're not able to invest resources financially, but they will share knowledge and so on and so forth as we need and as we grow.
Okay.
Thank you so much thank you so much to our jury panel and Carlton for the questions and feedback. Jury members, you may now begin scoring the company. Kindly drop a message in the chat room once you are done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Carlton, you may also close your screen. Thank you. so much, Carlton. Thank you for your time. Jury members, kindly remember to kindly put done in the chat once you've completed your scoring. Now we'll move on to our second participant for today's event. We have Outlier Zone Caribbean, which will be represented by Mrs. Athalia Yisrael. Athalia, over to you.
Hey you, do you know how to grow your money? Hi, I'm Athalia Israel, founder of Outliers. We teach women and girls to double their income, take control of their money, and end their paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. We began over 2 years ago after my long struggle with money. I was in over $400,000 debt. I was desperate. And then I found this guy. I began giving my money purpose by tithing, saving, spending, donating, and investing. This strategy helped me to take control of my money and start doubling my income. I began teaching other women like Bianca Cummins how to take control of their finances and double their income. Bianca, after completing our 5-week masterclass program, was able to move from being a single income employee to owning her own company, and now she earns over 3 sources of income. In 2018, Outlier Zone conducted a financial literacy survey with over 300 employees, and we found that over 75% were living from paycheck to paycheck. This inspired us into action. Since we were able to train over 1,100 employees and 1,000 students take control of their money and double their income. You can join our mission to help improve the financial future of.
If you educate a man, you simply educate an individual. But if you educate a woman, you educate a whole nation. Similarly is how I live paycheck to paycheck and learn and have helped so over hundreds of women to end that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. Do you remember who taught you your ABCs and how to read? Yes, it was either a female or your mother. Hence the focus on women. The purpose of this presentation is to share with you why you should invest in Outlier Zone to help to create massive impact, social impact in Guyana and the Caribbean to educate women and girls to master their personal finances. What's the problem? Financial illiteracy among women, whereby you would agree that in schools, there's no class that is teaching you what to do with money. And then you become adults who live from paycheck to paycheck. And women, exactly, they are in abusive relationships because they cannot afford to leave. The market size, Guyana's population is over 70% is under 40 and 75% of them live from paycheck to paycheck. Our solution is we provide financial management workshop to help women and girls understand how money works to build the confidence and skills to manage your income, break the paycheck to paycheck cycle, and create a financial plan for their life. Our revenue model, we've shifted from working one-on-one to companies because we have found that when you have one company that has 200 employees, you're able to reach more people. The cost of one of our programs is $400 for about a batch of 20 staff, and we have our piggy banks on sale. Our milestone is that thus far we've been able to train 1,900 employees and over 100 children from these companies. Outlier Zone has also garnered international recognition because we were a part of the Caribbean Innovation Competition finalists in 2019 and also the Entrepreneurship World Cup finalists in 2019. Feasibility study in 2018, we were able to make a revenue of 3,968. Then in 2019, we doubled that by 7,233. What is our next step and what we need from you? With the advent of COVID, we've had to close our physical doors and open our virtual doors. We have a target of helping 11,000 households learn financial literacy virtually. And we need funding to develop that platform to be able to reach that. We're seeking 20,000 investment at a 12% return rate. And we are encouraging you to invest in Outlier Zone because it's not just investing in a company, but helping to educate women who will therefore reduce the poverty rate and make a difference in the community and the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Atalia, for that insightful presentation. And now I would like to invite our panel of juries for the question and answer session. Jury members, you may begin with your questions.
Hi, thank you, Atalia. First question I have for you is, what is the competition for what you offer at the moment, and how are you addressing that?
The competition to what we have at the moment is financial services, like, for example, Courts Guyana. When we are focusing on teaching financial literacy, you have these other competing services who are telling people to come take a loan, buy a phone, and all of these things. So to combat this, we would have to be able to afford great marketing, mass media marketing, to be the one influencing and showing the benefits of planning your financial life now so that you could have a better financial future.
And with the funding raised, what's the main thing that you'll be able to get done to scale up?
The funding, we'll be looking forward to having our platform built, because currently with COVID, we've been able to transfer our workbook into using Zoom, but we'll be able to actually build a platform that will enable us, somebody from their smartphone, to be able to tap in and learn about financial literacy and how to better manage their money, and also provide affordable training to companies virtually. So basically the platform and the personnel and the marketing, that would be what the funding would be used for.
Thank you.
Atalia, thank you for your presentation. It was a very well put together one. I would like to find out from you about, how do you intend to reach women, particularly because Guyana has many women within the hinterlands. What is your plan in getting your message across to those who are not just in your physical business environment?
We plan to do so through collaborations with women groups and organizations that serve the needs of developing women and organizations. And to also come out of Guyana, there's a Caribbean Women Entrepreneurship, whereby tapping into networks and collaborating with companies that are already serving the needs of women and development, that's how we'll be able to meet them. Thank you.
Thank you, Atalia.
Okay, Atalia, good morning. I have no question for you at this time. I was at one of your presentations, so I'm well aware of what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, jury members. Sorry, Dr. Dorgo. Yes,
could we use up the 5 minutes?
Yeah.
All right, so the other question I would have is how effective, you did mention one case study, but generally what's the feedback that you're receiving, and how does this also meet your initial goals that you had set?
It has been found to be life-changing, because when we work with companies, because a woman who comes to work, an individual who comes to work and they're stressing about money, they can't really focus on the job. So you have productivity, job loss, time loss, wasting. So companies that actually bring us in, they found that the staff have been more productive because they have a financial plan. They know why they come to work, what they have to do in order to meet those goals. So it has really been creating a social impact, and parents are able to plan for their children and not have to wonder how they're going to feed their children. So it's really making a difference in the lives of not just companies, but parents and children generationally. Thank you.
How are you tracking against your goals?
Well, we started with a target of 11,000, and so far we've completed 1,900. So what we would do is that when we finish with a company with 200 employees, we know 200 employees would mean 200 households.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you to our jury panel for the questions and the feedback provided. Jury members, you may now begin scoring Outliers Zone Caribbean. Kindly drop a message in the chat room once you are completed with your scoring. Please indicate done in the chat room once you're finished. Thank you.
It in the jar. You pack it up. Then give me none of them.
You need to mute your mic, Karen.
Thank you to our jury panel. Thank you, Athalia, so much for your time. We will now ask our third presenter, Bruce Kamash, to present. Bruce's business that he is representing is Influence It, Influence It. Bruce, over to you and good luck.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, panel. Are you hearing me? I'm just confirming if you're getting my audio.
Clearly.
Yes, we're hearing you clearly. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. So today I'll be talking a little bit about Influence It. It's a company that I started some years back. Let me just share this screen. Are you seeing the screen? Yes? All right, so Influence It. Today I would like to talk about enhancing the digital marketing landscape through LED billboarding. A little bit about myself. I spent some time in the banking sector. Then I spent just under a decade traveling the world. just under 50 countries. And then once I returned home, I did some studies, completed my MBA.
Sorry to interrupt, Bruce. We're not seeing your screen.
Okay.
Yes. So you may
Yes?
begin.
Okay. One second. One second. All right, sorry about that, little technical glitch. Morning, everyone. Morning, panel. Morning, our colleagues at AIM and our colleagues at SBB and the other participants. My name is Bruce Kamash. I am the Managing Director of Influence It, a social media marketing agency and multimedia production company. Today, I want to talk a little bit about enhancing the digital landscape through LED billboarding. Influence It is a multimedia production and marketing company where we not only produce ads and videos and animation, but our goal is to help our clients build awareness, build relationships, generate leads so they can ultimately generate sales. Our goal, our sale pitch today that exists within the Guyana and the Caribbean region is for the expansion of Influence It under the category of use of innovation. As a digital marketer, there's a huge opportunity in Guyana for LED billboarding. And the factors that support this notion, the current market has very few players, the barriers to entry are high, there's lack of expertise and experience, there's inability to monetize, low platform utilization, and poor after-sales service. With Influence It, we can help grow our portfolio by expanding into the realm of digital billboards. We are seeking a startup of 150,000 US to procure 10 outdoor screens and 2 indoor screens. With these screens, we can aid in Guyana's landscape, as some people have coined becoming the new Middle East of the Caribbean, of course, with oil and gas. Assist governments and agencies with real-time messaging and notices, example, traffic management, crime and security. Provide a platform for young entrepreneurs like myself and so many of my colleagues in promoting their service and products, assist NGOs and NPOs in their mandate on social issues, and create a business model that can be replicated not only in Guyana, but throughout the Caribbean.
One of Europe's most prominent companies specialized in supplying full-range multimedia services for big events proudly presents Unilumin's award-winning UPAD 3 display series. The screen can be used in full cube design. Its seamless design ensures images are displayed with phenomenal quality. The cabinet's patented connector system with bezel-less support frame makes it possible to link panels with extreme precision, resulting in smooth image transitions without gaps. Maintenance can be done from both front and back side, even when the display is switched on. Thanks to its modular design, the power supply can be simply replaced from the rear.
Great. I hope you all enjoyed that video. So the current market, what's happening at the moment, we have traditional billboards. As we know, it's very costly every time you have to change a print. There are few LED billboards, of which 85% are non-functional. In the capital city, there are only 3 that are operational, and there's no presence of LED billboards out of the city. Why are we going to be different at Influence It? Because of our technology, we could be able to use synchronous and asynchronous capability. That basically means we can be able to switch between having a live feed to something that's pre-recorded. We're going to be energy efficient, being we're going to take solar and AC inclusions into our design model. It's very easy to install. As you've seen, 2 persons can install and uninstall a billboard. Remote access capability. Anyone with access to a smartphone, any one of our technicians can be able to change ads and make it very easy, very simple. Ease of maintenance. monetization. How are we going to be able to generate money? Having a market strategy that works by cost benefit analysis, market penetration, content creation, maximizing viewership. This is basically taking something we call OTS, opportunity to see an ad and be able to generate 500,000 spots per day. That's an example of the traffic that passes on Eastbank daily. Ad flexibility. We can be able to take a 30-second ad and cut it up into 3 spots so you get 3 ads from the same value. Competitive pricing, entrepreneurial packages, corporate packages, promotional bundles. Our team, we're young, we're dynamic, we're qualified in marketing, oil and gas, business administration. We're well-traveled. We have access to a technical team abroad that we've collaborated on previous projects. Our design and fabrication team that is part of our team can be able to manage the installation and setup of these screens. Thank you very much. This is a possible example of the type of public-private partnerships that we could engage in. Everyone knows the overpass, but they're so underutilized. And hopefully with similar projects like this, we could be able to collaborate with other entities and getting Guyana right up there with all the other major players in LED and billboarding. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Bruce, for the exciting presentation. And now I would like to invite our panel of juries on stage for the question and answer session. Jury members, you may begin with your questions.
Karen, would you like to go first?
I was just saying that I will go first. Okay, very good presentation there by you, and thank you for that presentation. My question is about, I heard you talk about the various qualifications of your team, but regarding this particular project, what unique skills do you and your team possess to bring this, to make this business idea a success? What are the unique skills that you do, you and your team have?
Great, thank you for your question. I've had about 7 years experience working and researching this particular type of technology. In addition to which I've worked along with an overseas company when I was abroad. So I've been able to see firsthand the high quality of screens that are there have in Guyana, and for that reason you do not see a lot of customers buying into LED billboarding. They just go with the traditional. So it's coming from about 5 years international experience and being able to bring home that bit of expertise and complement what which is a full start to finish social media platform. So it's basically expanding what we're already doing with the Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and then being able to now populate it on screens all over the country.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Bruce. Good morning. Yeah. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Hi, morning. Morning, Karen.
Okay,
yes, Karen,
my question, morning. Yes, my question to you is, what strategy are you using to effectively market your product?
Okay, so great question, thank you. We're gonna be using, we have 3 major strategies where we're gonna be able to engage local entrepreneurs. Our intention is to approach places like Small Business Bureau, Ministry of Tourism, that have a huge catalog of young entrepreneurs, because it's very difficult and very pricey for young entrepreneurs to get their messages out there. We'll be able to assist them in getting their products and services out there. And then we have our corporate plan where we could be able to assist larger companies in getting their brand, their billboards, their images out there. And thirdly, our public sector in engaging the Guyana Revenue Authority, the Guyana Police Force, Civil Defense Commission, and all those. So we have basically 3 tiers we're going to go ahead and market to those.
Right, and then I would like to ask, you have The technology seems to be great. I think Lindell's question is also one I had in mind. Who specifically has the marketing skill? And have you measured if your marketing skills are better than what's already on the market? So yeah, that's the first question. Who has the marketing skill in the company?
So the team is comprised of 3 individuals, myself and 2 other persons. One of them who is heavily involved in the day-to-day marketing aspect of it. I provide advice and guidance, but we've used this track record based on what we're doing with our Influence It Facebook page. So we built our portfolio and our platform from that. That was our starting block. And then we asked our customers, if we did this, would you be able to buy into it? Why are you not going with the other streams of advertising? As against, why are you coming to us? And based on the survey from that, we were able to say, well, we think we definitely can deliver.
And what's the payback period on the investment? How long will it take you to recover the investment should everything go well?
It'll be on an 8-year span, because as you can see, it's 150,000, and it'll take some time to build out. You have to be able, we're looking at a 20% return at 150. So you're having a valuation, company valuation of about 750. So we're looking at about 8 years based on our cost benefit analysis and based on our projection in figures, which incorporated the different packages, how many slot availability we have, and how we can then be able to still have a healthy profit line, a healthy bottom line, and still be able to return a significant portion to our investor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the questions and the feedback.
All right, great. Thanks, everybody.
Jury members, you may begin scoring the company. Okay, Bruce, thank you so much for your time. We're now moving on to our 4th contestant. We have Everything Makes Craft, which will be represented by Mrs. Christine de Cambra Forresto. Christine, over to you and good luck.
Good morning. Can everyone hear me? Hello?
Yes,
Very
we're
clear,
hearing you.
very clear.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Christine DeCambro Forster, and I'm representing Everything Makes Craft. I'd like to share my screen with you now. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we're seeing.
Okay. So Everything Makes Craft is a social enterprise geared at upcycling. Upcycling is a social enterprise aimed at reducing garbage buildup on the streets of Georgetown and by extension, Guyana. Upcycling started a few years ago when I was home with my children, and I was looking for a way to engage them creatively and educationally. I looked around at the amount of garbage that we were accumulating on a weekly basis. Things like toilet paper rolls, macaroni and cheese boxes, aluminum cans, and the list goes on and on. If you're a parent, you'll understand. Also, I wasn't looking to spend a lot of money on purchasing new toys every time. So we started to upcycle all of our trash, thereby creating an amazing journey that has led me here today. Upcycling helps to save you a lot of money, as you can see on the screen here, instead of buying new toys. It's also environmentally friendly. Of course, it has economic benefits, which we will discuss later on. And of course, the educational aspect and the creative aspect, which I just touched on. This is the problem we're trying to solve over at Everything Makes Craft. If you look around right now, the drains, the, the sewage, everything is flooded with trash, and we're trying to eliminate this while creating employment and entrepreneurship among women and youth. These are some examples of upcycled items made from everyday trash. It looks beautiful now, but in the beginning, it wasn't so beautiful. But our gift is seeing the value in every piece of item that can be thrown out. Upcycling is heading to greater places. Over the course of the last 5 years, you all have seen how upcycling has changed the face of Guyana. You've seen how Everything Makes Craft has brought this notion to life. Companies are now using upcycling in their events, their decor, their upcycling competitions, and we are so eager to take this forward to, to right across Guyana. This is just a little bit of our history of where we've come and where we would like to go. We had an amazing idea in 2014, and fast forward a few years later, we received a 5,000 US grant to teach upcycling to women. These women were the target of disenfranchised communities, youths, stay-at-home moms, and so on. We also traveled to Trinidad, where we were invited to host a kids upcycling workshop. We also received an entrepreneurial award and a green business award. These are some of the women that were trained in the upcycling project. Now, before the project even ended, most of these women were already selling their upcycled pieces. It was just amazing. And there's so much trash and so much potential and so many people who want to get involved and do something for their community whilst earning money. And we have come up with a business model to do just this. Now on the screen, you'll see that our business model starts with us finding the right avenues to collect the trash that we need, the product design and development stage, the marketing and sales aspect, which would include a website on how to get these items to consumers. And of course, it will create jobs all across the company, since we cannot do everything on our own, sorry.
1
Which
minute,
brings
Mr.
me,
Cambro.
thank you. Which brings me to our team. We have a team that's willing and ready to take this across the board. And we also have 25 upcyclers who we have trained to help to bring this to life across Guyana. We currently have 4 locations, and we have also a YouTube channel to help others to see how to get involved and to start upcycling. Also, why we should upcycle, who should upcycle, why it benefits the environment, and the list goes on and on. And upcycling is not going away in a short time. It's here for a long time. Upcycling is going to be the new recycling, and we hope that you can help us to take this all across Guyana and more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Christine, for the exciting presentation. Now I would like to invite our panel of juries for the question and answer session. Jury members, you may begin with your questions.
Thank you very much, Christine. My question is regarding the profitability of the business. How are you tracking against the previous years and against your goals?
Hi, Vishnu. Thank you so much for your question. In terms of profitability, we have realized that most of our expenses are in the operational side of things. We are trying to, with funding, of course, have a team that can help us in this area, which is something that we find that we really need help in, especially with the sales and marketing part of the items.
All right, and how are you tracking against your goals?
We have been able to accumulate enough traction to say that we are ready and willing to go forward across Guyana with this.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Christine, very good presentation and thank you for it. My question to you is that I note keenly that your business model included product development, which I think is very good. Could you explain to us what does your product development look like? What's your process?
Thank you for this question, Ms. Black. So the product development is going to help us to develop products that people actually want. For example, in one of the slides you saw furniture made of old pallets and chandeliers and those things. So this is where we want to go. We want to have a team that could help us to develop the products based on what the consumers actually need.
And my follow-up, sorry, is in terms of quality and standards. Are you thinking of that as well? And what have you done in that regard?
Yes, we have thought a great deal about how to finish our product, and this would include having machines and technology to help us with the fine details of it, which is all part of the funding that we're asking for.
Thank you. Ms. Harris?
I think I'm not seeing Karen on, but then if I can ask another question as well. People are, when you use the word trash a few times, and people are more conscious now about cleanliness and the spread of a virus. How are you taking that into consideration with your business?
Thank you. So on one of the slides in the business model, actually, we have an icon that talks about collecting trash. It's the type of trash that we want. And the receptacles that we're going to install into different companies would help us to collect trash in a safe, sanitized environment. And also when we receive the trash, we also do some form of cleaning, sanitizing, and so on.
Okay, so whilst Karen is here. Karen, do you have a question or can I go ahead?
Actually, Dr. Vishu asked my question, but I will ask a follow-up in that area concerning collection of trash. Would there be any media information on advising households how to separate trash? Because now, everybody throw everything into one bin. And so for recycling, you may need, some stuff that you don't need others. So would you be doing any educational advice on media, or so that we can, you advise households how to separate so you can get your trash?
Yes, thank you very much for that question. In the past, we have done a lot of sensitization awareness on upcycling and not recycling, and actually letting everybody know the difference and what we're trying to do. In terms of the collection of trash, we will have different receptacles in offices and in some communities to collect the type of trash that we need, if that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Charmaine, could we go for one more, or we have time's up?
30 seconds remaining.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Jury, you may now commence your scoring. right. Thank you so much, Christine. Thank you, jury members. We're now moving on to our fifth contestant. We have Nick's Phonics Center, which will be represented by Miss Annika Abel. Annika, over to you and good luck.
Thank you, Ms. Headley. Good morning, all. Allow me to introduce myself. As mentioned, my name is Annika Abel. I am the owner of Nick's Phonics Center. And just a few highlights. In 2017, I received second prize for my business pitch at Young Leaders of the Americas Initiative Wildlife Locals Competition. In 2018, I won first prize at the Business Plan Pitch Competition hosted by the School of Entrepreneurship and Business Innovation, which is in Guyana. And in 2019, I received a Brand Youth Award for my outstanding contribution towards molding Guyana's children at the 40 Under 40 Entrepreneurial Award Ceremony. A little history about the school. We have two locations, one located in the city, one outside of the city. I want you to take 5 minutes and look at the picture that reflects reality. As we know, this is a harsh reality in the time where e-learning is evident. In places such as Guyana, having internet connection is a luxury, and many children are unfortunate either to not have internet or to either have no internet and no device. My team and I decided we have to find a solution. The solution was to have a campaign, Sharing is Caring, where we were asking persons to share their internet connection with those children or maybe share their screen so children can benefit from it. We collaborated with the Sonic, who created the flyer, by the way, and we tried to make this a success. Boy, did we have to rethink. Many persons were adamant about sharing their Wi-Fi password, and even those who had the connection were complaining that they too were stealing connection from somewhere, and if they share it, of course, their connectivity would slow up. So we had to go back to the drawing board. After several meetings with Mr. Blair, who is a software developer and also works at Google, he returned to Guyana and he was a part of the first smart classroom launched by the Ministry of Education. We put our brains together and EduTech was birthed, which means education through the use of technology for you. You, the student without the device, you, the student without the internet connection. Now, just an insight, EduTap products are designed to bridge the gap between technology and education, regardless of circumstances. One of the main devices that I was looking at that Mr. Sherwin would have created was the EduTab, just a second, the EduTab for juniors. Now, the EduTab Junior is a 7-inch educational tablet designed to develop early childhood creativity in pre-K and to grade 2. Now, this needs no internet connection. All applications run completely offline. Students get a head start in developing critical thinking, eye-hand coordination, and many more. I had the first hand of looking at it because he actually personalized it to all the subject areas and topics that I would need for my students in my school. And it was amazing, especially in a time where we know parents are very busy and it's hard sometimes to monitor them. We've made it easy where they can use it by themselves without too much supervision. And of course, I get the main control where I can track their progress. So the EduTab, the combo with the accessory, it's 95 US per unit. We're looking to pilot this with 41 students, which will give us the grand total of 3,895 US. From the pilot program, we will then continue because we have many plans in place whereby parents can either purchase the tablets or it remains a school property and they continue to pay the tuition fees. Regardless of the outcome, Nick's Phonics Center has pledged their ability to continue to elevate literacy in Guyana and we're trying to remove from the third world country in this time where the pandemic is changing a lot. We've seen the struggle. Devices that do not have internet connection or can be used without internet connection, it's not a want, but definitely a need. With that, I must say thank you for listening to my presentation, and remember to share your connection so that you can help someone in need. Thank you.
Thank
Hi,
you very much,
Anika.
Anika. You want to go ahead, Lynel?
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. And my question to you is about how are you intending to promote and market this idea?
So the intention of promoting a marketing which has already started, we've reached out to GTT as well, who also, they're going to give us a feedback because obviously it's a competition to them without the internet connection. We've had several conversation actually with Stars Computer as well. And also the software developer who is Sherwin Blair is also marketing because as mentioned before, he likes to give back to Guyana, not forgetting his roots as well. So there are several avenues beyond the Facebook and the social media or the newspaper. We're trying to reach out to organizations so that they can see the need, as well as the Ministry of Education as well, to get on board for children who are in the rural areas. We know how it is. And internet, as I mentioned before, it's a necessity right now. And even though you have it, sometimes it still disrupts your learning or your meetings. So yes, we've been going to several organizations to market.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My question is that you indicated here that your annual revenue is between 100 to 200,000 US dollars, and you're seeking to raise 3,900. I wanted some more clarity on how the 3,900 will help you to scale your current business, and what's your expectation in terms of scaling?
Okay. Well, for the budget, that was the minimum line to choose from. So that's how that came in. But for us, like I said, we wanted to start off the pilot of it with the 41 because I want to ensure that whatever I'm investing in, it's effective and not just do it for profit. Because at the end of the day, we want to see results. You want to see those students who are able. So as I said, we want to personalize all the apps that are going on it. And from there, we're going to market it whereby either remains as a school property for the children who are coming to my school, or if parents needs it or damages it, they'll have to pay for it in full. That'll be the profit on the inner side. On the outside, let's say the Ministry of Education collaborates, and we already know we're looking at over maybe 1,000 students, which will be great for us. And negotiation again with the software developer, we can downsize on the pricing for developing the software as well. So from that, we'll market the returns.
And just one more question, who will own the software?
So I will own the software since it's going to be personalized for my needs in terms of the subject areas and everything I need. So I have to purchase it from him. So it will be under my brand, under my name, just that he is the developer. So no one else gets, no one else gets it.
And the 3,900 covers the purchase of the software as well?
And the tablet.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Karen?
Miss Karen?
Hi, sorry, no questions from me, please.
And then maybe if I can ask one more in terms of
Sure,
your
go
competitors.
right ahead.
Yeah, in terms of your competitors, what kind of market study have you done, and what will you do to be a better option than your competitors?
In terms of competitor, what I've checked, and the reason why I've chosen Mr. Blair, because he's already marketed this in Jamaica and other islands, and it has been successful. And there were some other few software developers that I also checked with, but because of the high price, and I know how Guyanese are when it comes to spending, I realized it's, even though it's good, the other products are really good, it's going to be hard to execute or to launch, where you might just have 5 devices for somebody of a higher class income that's going to afford. And we're trying to keep this between middle income and low income for the persons who are unable to afford internet connection. So because of that, that's why he was chosen. And there are many testimonials, as I saw from many schools in the Caribbean, that he's already launched a software for, and it's great. So I think he was the best choice overall.
Thank you, Anika.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for the questions and the feedback provided. Jury members, you may now begin scoring the company. Thank you. Thank you, jury members, and thank you, Anika, for your presentation. We will now move on to our sixth and final competitor for today. And this contestant is Techlify, which will be represented by Mr. Floyd Kisoon. Floyd, over to you and good luck.
Awesome. Audio check. Can everybody hear me?
Clearly.
Clearly.
Awesome. So I'm sharing my screen. And can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Floyd Kisoon, and I am the DCU at Techlify Inc. Who is Techlify? Techlify is the leading digital business solution in Guyana. We are an award-winning company participating in the 2020 BizX competition and winning 2 awards, one for being the best IT organization and another for having the best software or app. Since our existence, we have impacted over 100,000 lives. The COVID pandemic has created the largest disruption of education system in history. And in a research that was conducted by the UN, it found that the COVID situation has affected over 1.6 billion learners in more than 190 countries in the world. Closure of schools and learning spaces have impacted 94% of the world's learning population and up to 99% in the lower and lower middle income countries. It is expected that 23.8 million students may drop out of school by the end of 2020. An average of 50% of the economic growth is related to tertiary education. What happens if our schools are closed? One, we would have an uneducated workforce. Two, country's GDP will start decreasing, which may lead to an economic recession, and which can also lead to an increase in crime rate and domestic violence. Currently, majority of the schools uses Zoom, Google Classroom, and Exam.io to facilitate e-learning. The issue with using these technologies is that there are a lot of redundant work, there isn't any automation, there is no collaboration, and there is a lot of confusion. What if there was an administrative system that directly integrates with the school's e-learning platform? What if there was a teacher's portal that facilitates teaching? What if there was a student's portal that facilitates learning? And what if there was a parent's portal that facilitates accountability? Every student has the right, or every child has the right to an education. However, with the use of the existing technologies, they don't cater for students within the remote or hinterland region. They don't cater for students with bad internet connection. They don't cater for students who cannot afford a laptop. And what about the students who are unable to attend live classes? What if all that you needed was a $10,000 tablet? What if the live sessions or live classes were automatically recorded? What if the live sessions were automatically downloaded on this child's tablet for later rewatch or reuse? What if there was an all-in-one platform that facilitates for the students to partake in live classes, submit all their assignments, and even take exams? What if there was an automated attendance sheet for the school? What if administrators and teachers were able to capture and view students' progress within a course? What if parents were able to view the students' progress? And what if parents were able to view their child's attendance from the time they joined the class to the time they left the class? What if the parents were able to view their child's assignments, view unsubmitted and pending assignments? What if the parents were able to see the child's examination and their grades? eSchool.gy by Techlify solves all these issues, from facilitating learning for students in the hinterland region to providing and facilitating online examinations.
1 minute, Mr. Kisun.
eSchool.gy has over 3,000 users, starting from the primary level of education all the way up to the tertiary level of education. Ladies and gentlemen, eSchool.gy is the #1 platform that can solve all the challenges that we are facing currently with this COVID pandemic, and replicate that environment that students normally have when they're partaking or when they're attending school as per normal. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kisun. We're now going to ask the jury to commence the question and answer session. Jury members?
Thank you very much, Floyd. One question that I would want to start off with is, how is the product how's the product meeting its profitability goals? You did mention 3,000 students, I believe, but is it already profitable? I think Mr. Lowell's mic is on.
I think it's one of the A members.
Dr. Porter's mic is on.
All right. So yeah, as I was asking, how are you tracking against your plans at the moment, and what happens when COVID comes to an end?
So, COVID, as we know, may not come to an end for now. And with this e-learning platform, it replicates the environment as a live class. Now, even if COVID ends, schools can still use this platform to share resources, facilitate students within hinterland region and who are in remote locations. Now, in terms of our profitability, yes, we are making a profit. However, we're not making a large sum of profit to get the product to where we wanted to facilitate all students and cater for all Guyanese.
Okay. Floyd, thank you very much for your presentation. My question to you is, have you seen this product, this particular product work before? What case studies have you seen? Or is it a brand new innovation?
So we've developed this product as soon as the COVID pandemic has hit to facilitate schools and their learning, because most of the schools had to close. So we have 5 schools currently using this software, one being a university.
Okay, so you're going to be doing what with it? You're going to be rolling it out into, how do you intend to roll it out? Is it being rolled out already, or you're going to be?
The software is in use currently by 5 schools.
Okay.
We're looking to roll out a feature that facilitates students within the hinterland region so that the live classes can be automatically recorded and stored locally on their device as soon as they have an internet connection. So if they don't have an internet connection, it's not necessary for them to join the live class. They can just rewatch the videos.
Okay, thank you.
Can any student across the country participate in these classes, or do they need to belong to a specific school?
Students need to belong to a specific school. The school would register with Techlify, and then the school would use the e-learning platform to facilitate learning for their students.
Okay, good morning, Floyd. My question would be, seeing that you're trying to assist students during the pandemic, have you engaged the Ministry of Education so that they can purchase this product from you to assist their students in the interior? Because as you said, the students has to be part of a particular school. So have you tried engaging Ministry of Education so it can reach a wider section of the community?
So we have not made any proposal as yet to the Ministry of Education. It's something that we're looking into.
Okay, thank you.
Who are your main competitors? Are there competitors? Who are they, and why are you better than them?
So currently there aren't any major competitors that has a platform of such mass capacity that facilitates learning on such a wide range. However, the most used softwares are Google Classroom. However, what makes us different is because we customize the software to facilitate the school's processes and their needs.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, jury members. With that presentation from Floyd, this was our final presentation, Techlify. We have now come to the end of the pitching session for today's competition. Kindly allow us to take a quick break while our jury members and organizers tally up the final overall scores for the competition. The overall winner and national champion for Guyana will be announced after this short break. Please stay tuned until the end of the event today. Thank you. Welcome back. Welcome all to the closing segment of Guyana's chapter of the AIM Startups Virtual Pitch Competition. Before we announce the overall winner for today's competition, let me now ensure that all our jury members are available for the announcement of the winner. Just confirming that all our jury members are present.
Hi, I'm here.
Present.
Present.
Thank you all. And now for the much awaited moment. Overall, I think we have had a very competitive pool of contestants today, and all participants were amazing in their own way and have demonstrated their respective strengths and unique propositions in the sectors they operate. However, at this time, I will ask Mrs. Thompson, the DCEO of the Small Business Bureau, to announce the winner. Mrs. Thompson?
Thank you, Shemaine, and welcome back to the closing segment of the National Startups Pitch Competition. Before we announce the overall winner, well, the jury members, you've already joined me on screen for this announcement. Overall, we recognize that it is a very close competition. We had the winners, the margin between the winner and the company that scored the lowest points is very close. But without further ado, I have the honors of announcing the overall winner for the Guyana AIM Startup Pitch Competition. The winner is Anika Abel from Nix Phonics Center. We want to congratulate Nix Phonics Center and Anika Abel for participating in the competition. We are proud to have you represent Guyana at the final AIM 2020 Global Startups Champion League later this year. Thank you to all the jury members, participants, and the AIM team, and our MC, Shemaine Headley, for being part of today's competition. On behalf of the Small Business Bureau, we would like to express our sincere gratitude and appreciation to the AIM team and the UAE's Ministry of Economy for the opportunity to host Guyana's AIM Startup Pitch Competition. The annual investment meeting is scheduled to take place this month between October 20th and 22nd, 2020. For more updates on the latest developments of the AIM meeting, please visit their website. A replay of today's competition is available on the annual investment meetings YouTube channel for those who would like to view it. And to the participants, the SBB team will be happy to share with you a copy of the score sheet for those of you who wanted to see how you did. Once again, thank you to everyone, and do have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. All the best.
Bye. All the best, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay,
Have a
Great
great
job.
day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys, everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.